Hey, what's up everyone? It's Alicia and welcome to my channel. I'm just going to get right into the video because it's a whole lot of talking and explaining what's going on. First, I started off with some tape because I wanted a real sharp wing effect, and then I went in with cube as my brow bone highlight. I know I don't normally do these long talk through videos, so just bear with me. I apologize if I'm either speaking too fast or not being completely clear, but just bear with me, okay? I'm going to be using Edge from the Subculture palette as my transition shade. And as you can see, I'm gonna use New Wave above my crease. When I applied New Wave, you can see how pigmented it was, but as you can see, it started to blend away a little too easy for my liking. Like, don't get me wrong, I don't want to be blending for hours, but I just feel like this was a little too effortless in my opinion. So I didn't realize until, the more I started to pack on the color and the more I tried to build it up, that it just started to slowly disappear. I went in with Rowdy and a small crease brush because I wanted the most color deposit to deposit directly into my crease. And what I normally do is after I do that, then I go back in with the fluffy crease brush to blend everything all out. If you just take a quick second and notice the fallout on the tape, I had mentioned in my swatch video for this palette that I keep forgetting that Anastasia Beverly Hills shadows are very pigmented and buttery and creamy, so I thought maybe I was just digging my brush into the pan too much, so that's what was causing the kickback. But unfortunately no, it's just the shades are really powdery in a sense. I don't want to say powdery because that's kind of a negative word, but yeah, they're kind of powdery, and it's so different when you do swatches as opposed to using them on your eyes. Me personally, I like doing swatch videos because aesthetically it's something cool to look at and it gives you a general idea of how something will look on your skin tone. I then went in with Access and another fluffy crease brush, and what I did was I started to blend that on the inner part of my eye so that Access was in the first half of my eye crease and then the second half was Rowdy, so that it would have like a blue to purple blend, if you know what I mean. But unfortunately when I did that, it created like this muddy color. Like, it's hard to explain, but normally like shadows, the gradient, it blends in a good way, but this necessarily, it didn't blend in a good way. Like, it's really hard to explain, so that's why it's best to just see like what I'm trying to, convey to you. I was getting somewhat annoyed with trying to do this, but you know what? I was like, you know what? Let me keep trying. Let me keep going at it, and hopefully it'll get better. But unfortunately, it didn't. I even went back in with New Wave to try to blend that out to make everything look a little bit more seamless. But as you can see, it still looks somewhat muddy above my crease. Now I went in with the NYX eyeshadow base like I normally do. If I want to use color and I want it to pop, I usually use this or the jumbo pencil in Milk, or I just use plain old concealer if I'm dealing with colors and I want them to be very vibrant. But because of how they swatch, I just wanted the most color payoff, so I went with a white base. And then right after I applied the base, because I know sometimes the base can cause your shadows to get a little patchy, what I did is I patted it so that it dried it up a little bit so that I didn't have to worry about that. Next, I went back in with Edge and I started to apply that on the inner corner of my eye. If you notice, the color is starting to become really patchy, where like some spots it's really pigmented and then other spots it's like semi-pigmented. And then to follow along with the gradient, I went in with New Wave and I applied that right next to Edge. And then as you can see, it gave me a really hard time to try to make this gradient effect. And I'm not used to this, especially because Anastasia Beverly Hills, they have great quality everything. So I was a little taken aback that I was having this much trouble. To be totally honest, the reason why I had to actually cut and do clips of this is because, believe it or not, this is the second look I attempted to do. So all in all, I've been playing with this palette for the past 3 hours and wasn't really able to get anywhere. Next, I went in with All Star and I started to apply that next to New Wave, to keep up with the gradient. And as you can see, pretty much the kind of behind the scenes where you see me stepping away or backing up from the camera and you see me in a smaller mirror to get a close-up to see exactly what I'm doing, so that I'm really giving it my all like I normally do with my eye looks. And it, like I said, it was just really it was just really giving me a hard time, and it kind of made me a little sad because, you know, I know Norvina put her heart and soul into this, and just based off the swatches alone and aesthetically, the palette is gorgeous. It's just, I don't know what's different. I don't know if maybe it's the formula or what, but the formula is just totally different from their other shadows. So I applied Rowdy to the outer corner, and then I just worked my way backwards by then applying All Star, then New Wave, and then Edge, you know, to help further blend everything together to make it a little bit more seamless. But it seems as if the more color that I packed on, the more that it blended away and just got more patchy and more chalky. And then by this point, the fallout, it was just ridiculous because I'm just using this palette for the first time tonight. Sure, this is my second look, and there's already dents in 5 of my shadows, which doesn't make any sense for this to be the second time using it, you know, especially in one day. So I'm hoping that, you know what, maybe I got a bad batch because, you know, these things happen, and hopefully, like, it's just my palette that it's this issue. But I still wanted to, you know, make a video real quick and speak about it, because, you know what, like I said, it could just be mine. And then if that is the case, I could, like, hopefully contact the company and be like, hey, listen, Linda, there was a problem with my palette. Hey, can I possibly get a new one, or whatever the case may be. But I'm just, like I said, I'm in the middle right now. I'm trying to be positive, and I'm definitely going to give this palette another shot. I'm going to try some different techniques. I'm going to try everything possible to see what can be done, and if not, I really don't know what I'm going to do. But at this point, I removed the tape, and as you can see, there's a whole hell of a lot of fallout. But yeah, I just, you know, let me know. Did you guys get this palette? If you did you have any problems with trying to do your eye looks? Let me know. I hope to see you all soon. Like, comment, share, subscribe, put on your notifications, and just comment down below. Let me know your experience. And I hope to see you all soon. Bye.